We got the van home yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. and we're driving home in a complete downpour, and the roof of the van was leaking, like just over the stereo, kind of dripping into the center of the cab. So, oh, that's right. Anyway, there's the culprit. That's where the antenna goes. That is just a nice hole. And then now I'm measuring out for ceiling exhaust fans and solar panels. Today, whatever part of Hurricane Dorian is going to hit Raleigh, North Carolina is getting here. So it's pretty windy and rainy and stuff outside. So we've both moved work to what used to be an apartment and is effectively now a selling and building zone. For example, there's our solar array on our kitchen table or dining table, whatever we use that for. And of course, Zelda doing her thing, and Michelle is moving the entire cleaning operation into here while she continues to scrub down all the pieces. She's a champ at getting this thing cleaned and ready to keep building up, but we need to get the solar array up on the roof so we can keep working from there. So just building some bracketry. It's 4 100-watt solar panels, and they'll all be connected in series, so total output of about 82 volts, 400 watts, and I'm running some aluminum bracketry between them all, so they all will be connected as one when I put them up on the van. And the idea is that they will be pivotable as one direct unit. So the basic gist is I went to the store and picked up some 2x2, just untreated lumber, because all this is for a little bit of structural support. And I created a wooden frame to go along with the frame that the 14x14 Maxxfan fits into. So this is just like looking at where they're both going to be right now. So looking at the front of the van, you can see that I'm starting a little ways back where the Sprinter nub naturally is, where it's meant to have a 14x14 fan or light put in. A lot of that, and a little bit of reading and understanding aerodynamics, is to, if you have it farther back, it's slightly less in the wind profile. So although it's taking up a little bit more space up there in the front that I can't mount anything to, this is where I want the first fan. That gives me about 90 inches for my 80-inch solar array, including the overhang. These Maxxfans overhang, so it'll come to 8 inches past the back of the frame. That's how you can have the fan running even when it's raining outside. This will be 40 inches wide and 80 inches long of solar array, and then the last fan over the bed will be out there in the back. These frames are only up here to give me a reference right now. The frames go inside, so once I stencil out and cut the holes, the frame goes. This frame will go down here, and it'll bolt through the fan, or through the roof of the van, into the wooden frame. There's a little hole that I drilled in the wooden frame. That's where the electronic, or the 12-volt wire runs through. So that way I don't have to worry about tucking wires out of the way. And then I have stainless steel screws to go through all of the mounting holes up top. After that, it was just a matter of cutting and bolting things together, since the entire array was assembled in the kitchen. Thanks to our neighbors, Margaret and Jason, for giving us a hand with the heavy lifting of getting the array up onto the roof. Solar panels are installed. You have the rear Maxxair vent fan, the front Maxxair vent fan. This side, the sliding door side, is affixed with 4 stainless steel hinges, so I can hinge the whole panel up to 90 degrees to catch that, late winter sun. And then on this side, there are a total of 3 of these ball lock pins, and then at the very end there is a trailer hitch lock. Both fans are installed and double sealed, and the solar panel, tilting solar panel, is installed and wired up, and the wires are concealed behind it, and the through-hole grommet is installed and sealed, and now all I'm doing is tidying up these wires so that everything lays nice and flat and doesn't vibrate in the wind, so we don't have to hear it. And the last thing to do up here is 2 coats of elastomeric roof coating. So that shouldn't take too terribly long. Today it looks like we're gonna have good weather. And then finally yesterday I pulled off the damaged antenna that was leaking through. I have a new antenna cover, so I'm just gonna clean the the tape and goo off of there, and then install a new cover that's just gonna seal it up. Not actually using an antenna there. It's kind of old school. Yeah, we've got a solar array, and I'm gonna hook up the MPPT tracker today and charge one of the batteries and make sure everything's working just fine. And there's the solar array coming through the roof to the MPPT tracker. And I guess that's like ATM machine. Anyway, charging a battery. Just charged throughout the day, but nothing major, is running the fans. And that's about it for the solar array. So there is coat 3 that I'm about to do. And here we go, hinging up. As you can see, I've got my nice temporary hinge mount point because I haven't built brackets for it yet, but that's to come at a later time. But there's all 400 watts of solar, the grommeted pass-through so that we don't end up with a leaky roof. And this elastomeric roof coating basically makes a uniform, albeit I'm not a painter, gooey looking line all the way around everything, so we have absolutely zero area for water seepage, which is the entire idea behind the roof coating. Well, that and also some solar reflective properties and sound dampening and insulation and you name it. I'm about to put up the last coat and be done. Coming up soon, I'll talk about installing the diesel heater, the shore power charger, the inverter to run off of DC and run our our electronics that require AC. And that's about it behind the infrastructure.
Zelda, come lay with me.
Oh, you guys are gonna cuddle on the couch?
Yeah, Zelda, come lay on the couch.
So in the midst of finishing PhDs and building a touring van, we're also selling everything we own. So now our couch is gone. The recliner went a couple days ago. And, you know, van as usual. And the best good girl.
She won't cuddle with me.
Your couch sucks. Thanks for joining us again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.